And the American tariffs are just one side of things. We saw people lose their mind over the Trump tariffs. And I think part of that is the collective hate that there is for Trump because of
Mm-hmm.
just the constant media bombardment of these messages. And we don't have to even give the examples. Everybody knows off the top of their hand the examples. We don't have the same collective bombardment media messaging on China. So when the Chinese
Right.
tariffs came, there was almost I saw like no commentary on it, not even a fraction of the same
No.
emotion.
No. Has anyone asked Carney about it? I don't think so.
It feels like there's a certain amount of groupthink, and this groupthink is it's not naturally what would appear given these situations.
Yeah.
And often it's a media push, or there has to be some other driving force behind this to get to this point.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, how do we have conversations? How do we address some of these points? And how do we start changing minds when things are wrapped up in these emotional responses?
Yeah. It kind of comes back to something we've said on the show a lot. And, we've talked with other people about a lot about how it really does feel. And I understand, of course, there is this type of emotional language on the right as well in describing the left. But it does seem that it's particularly difficult to kind of break through the emotional weight that that people on the left put on politics, in the way that it does feel that they truly don't, like, honestly, it feels like they don't view conservatives as even human. Like they view them as, like, if they do view them as human, they view them as like, so, like, biblically evil, that, like, how could you even, even entertaining, like, the left talks a lot about, like, platforming, right? Like, how do you platform people like this? Or, they talk about, they do a lot of guilt by association type of rational. We can't listen to, Jordan Peterson says something about anything, and you can't even begin to you can't even begin to listen to the argument he's making, because he's already been associated with transphobia. So how could you listen to what a transphobe has to say about politics? You know what I mean? Like, there's this sort of, like, really heavily emotionally intertwined baggage that surrounds anyone on the right that the left associates with them, and it's really hard to bust through that and actually have a conversation on principles and like on the just the merits of ideas without kind of wading through all this heavy emotion.